All right, all right, all right.
All right, all right, all right.
Oh, horns.
Now, is this AI that I keep hearing about? Is this what AI does?
What do you mean?
Does AI factor into this somehow?
I don't know what. I assume you're speaking about Allen Iverson.
Hey.
And I know there's a new documentary series.
I know the Horns are going to win tomorrow. That's what I know.
all right, all right, all right.
all right.
The horns.
The Horns. Do you think that Allen Iverson could have been the NBA player he was if he had played for the Longhorn football team and then went to the NBA? How much of a better player do you think he would have been?
I think, he'd have learned about the pride and winning tradition of the Texas Longhorns. And then I think, maybe he does go to practice. I think if he plays for Texas, honestly.
I think Texas football prepares you for anything in life, and I believe that deep down in my heart.
They say it before every fourth quarter. Walter Cronkite, may God rest his soul, says, what starts here changes the world, and I think that goes for Allen Iverson as well. I think it changes the world with Allen Iverson.
Absolutely.
He played for the Horns.
The Horns.
The horns.
The Horns. All right, fellas. Hey, I got one. If Bevo and a real bull got squared up in the Cotton Bowl, who walks out?
Bevo and a real bull.
A real bull from Dallas.
I got to figure, Bevo's horns are 10 foot long.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like an offensive lineman with the reach.
I got
your
to figure
wingspan.
that other bull doesn't even get close.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Bevo's walking out.
I think that's Ferdinand's final stand.
10 times out of 10.
10 times out of 10.
The Horns.
Yeah.
I bet on the Horns every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially in the Cotton Bowl on that sacred ground.
He's Bevo 15. That's a lineage of winning. 10 times out of 10, I bet on that. You know what? 15 times out of 15, because he's Bevo 15, I bet on the Horns.
The Horns.
The Horns.
The horns.
If Coach Stark rode in on Bevo at the Red River shootout, is that what wait, do they call it still a shootout or do they have to call it a game now? I call it the shootout.
Being politically correct, technically, I believe it's the showdown.
Oh.
But everybody I know calls it the shootout because we root for the Horns.
Amen.
If Coach Stark rode in on Bevo, would the Horns win by 50 points or 60 points? I think 50 is being way too lean. 50, 60, that's way too lean. I think I'm leaning more towards 80.
I think if he rode in on Bevo, they might as well cancel the game. I think he rides in on Bevo, pulling Old Smoky behind him. I think the Sooners roll up the buses and they go home, and I think that's just an automatic win for Texas.
Yep. I think we skunked them in the first quarter.
I think it's 100-0. I think we see if that Cotton Bowl scoreboard goes into the triple digits. I think we find out.
I don't know if it does. It has not been updated.
I don't think it does, but they'll have to start over.
The Horns.
The horns.
All right, all right, all right. I got more things to think about. I got more stuff to talk about with the Horns. Okay, here's one that everyone will understand. What's tougher, Austin traffic or that Oklahoma defense?
Don't get me wrong, that Oklahoma defense, some years they're pretty damn good, but they've never had to cross the river here in Austin, Texas.
I think, you put some of them defensive linemen over on Riverside when there's construction. I think several of them are crying, and I think they're trying to figure out the public transit system, which admittedly has some opportunity. But I think Austin traffic tougher than the Oklahoma defense every time.
Well, this has just been all the games I watched. I don't know about y'all, but every time that Oklahoma defense steps up, there's these just gaping holes. I hate to use that; it sounds so negative, but to say gaping, but there's the gaping holes in their defense. Let me tell you, there are no gaping holes in Austin traffic. I drive a truck. You drive a truck?
I drive a truck.
I drive a truck.
Right. How is that driving that truck in that Austin traffic?
Not great, friend.
I tell you what, they even toy with you. They said, hey, maybe you can go up above all the traffic. It's still there. It's still up in the air
there if
where
you're
it
higher
splits.
than the traffic.
But you can see the stadium.
You can see the stadium.
You can see the
You
stadium.
can watch our boys practice.
Yeah.
You can't. Sometimes I cause some traffic because I'll slow down when I'm on that flyover, and you're not supposed to, and I get honked at a lot. I had to fight a guy last year, but they were practicing goal line situations, and I wanted to see, and so I faked a flat tire, and I got out, and then I had to fight this old boy come up on me, but
Which is a shame because he was really trying to help you.
he was, and I socked him one because he is interrupting. I was watching practice,
Well, he tapped you on the shoulder, didn't he? Like everybody knows. Everybody knows when you're watching Longhorn football practice, you don't tap a grown man.
He
on
did. He did. And I hit that boy with a tire iron, and I felt bad about it. I wrote a letter to his mama. But I saw the scheme that they were doing, and then when I saw the game, I didn't tell anyone because I didn't want word to get out. But I said, hey, I'll watch them do that in practice. They're about to score, and they did.
It sounds like all you did was stand your ground, just like the Texas defense.
Just like the Texas defense. And the way the law allows. Legally, I was cleared of any wrongdoing in that. I just want to say my lawyer has advised me to say that anytime that story comes up.
When you were watching run that defensive play, did you think about that old boy you hit in the face with that tire iron?
No, I didn't.
You're watching the Texas game. Why are you gonna think about that old fool? The guy that didn't know he wasn't supposed to tap you on the shoulder. What kind of stuff is that?
Didn't think about that guy for 1 second for the rest of my life.
Yeah. The Horns.
The Horns.
The Horns.
The Horns. Oh, all right. All right. Let's all be honest, okay? If Colt McCoy never got hurt in that 2010 title game, how many Super Bowl rings are we talking? We're not just talking about that he's the greatest college quarterback of all time. We're talking about this guy's winning Super Bowl rings. How many? 3, 4? What do you think?
I think if he doesn't get hurt against Alabama in that national championship game, nobody's talking about a gentleman named Tom Brady.
Oh.
That's a fact.
And I'll tell that to anybody who will listen.
Well, what round that guy get drafted in?
Who cares?
Yeah.
Last one, I think.
Right?
Yeah.
You see, he only won 1 Super Bowl without that coach. You know?
Yeah.
One. He won. How many win with the guy? He won like 6 with him. He could only win 1 by himself because you can't. It was really the coach that won all the Super
I think
Bowls.
it's all irrelevant because if Colt McCoy stays in the national championship game, we obviously win the national championship game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if the NFL reaches out to the Texas Longhorns to ask us to play the winner of the Super Bowl to really see who is the
That would only make sense.
right. And then, of course, Colt McCoy gets drafted by the Dallas Cowboys
Obviously.
and leads us to 6, 7 straight before he takes a year or two off, like Michael Jordan. Maybe he plays baseball or something. Comes back, wins 3 more, retires.
Obviously.
And then no one's even heard of Tom Brady at that point.
No one's heard of him.
That's 9 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So at least 9. Answer your original question, at least 9.
9.
At least 9.
it's
Yeah. I think
9.
I think double digits is like, even for Colt McCoy might be asking a lot, but
I think it's on the table. And
It's
I
on the
think
table.
Maybe it's time to have that conversation. Could he have been the first one to do it? I think so.
The whole world would be different.
Oh yeah, we would.
The Longhorns would basically be playing the winner of they would be the national championships every year, right? And then just whoever's like the best team in the NFL, they'd just be playing them too, and then beating them.
The
too.
Middle East and North Korea would be thriving democracies at this point.
Oh, I think there'd be peace in the Middle East if he doesn't get hurt in that game.
I think he would solve that by playing the Super Bowl there and showing them the benefits of our society.
And what strength looks like, you know what I mean? And then, just perseverance.
I think, had he stayed in that game, a win for the Texas Longhorns in that game, that's a win for America. And that's something we can all feel good about.
I think we can all agree that Alabama win was a win for the terrorists.
I think we can all agree on that. I think they talked about that last time I was at church last week. They said that.
I think people don't, I don't know if anybody's ever taught. I think they did it on purpose. I think they knew that Texas, what happens at Texas changes the world, and they were going to change. Yeah, they were going to change the world, and Alabama was like, nope, we're gonna take them
I
out.
wouldn't put it past Saban.
I think it scared some people what we were about to do in terms of revolutionizing the rest of the world, and I think they weren't ready for it, and I think that's why they had to disallow that from happening.
All right.
All right.
The Horns.
The Horns.
This isn't a tough one for me. Maybe it's a tough one for y'all. What would you rather do? Would you rather miss your own wedding or miss a kickoff for the Horns?
Well, this one's easy for me. I'd rather do 2 chicks at the same time.
I think that's obvious. I think, marrying a godly Texas woman, she's not going to put me in that dilemma.
She's not going to schedule the wedding on a day in which the Longhorns are playing, before or after, right? The day before the Horns play, the day after the Horns play.
We're obviously talking about a fall wedding here.
Wedding would have been off,
Why would he even consider a fall wedding?
What denomination of church allows for a fall wedding?
None that I've been to or
Nothing.
would go to.
Nothing in the Bible Belt, I'll tell you that.
I tell you, it's also, I think it's in the Bible, no fall weddings. That's Ecclesiastes, I believe.
Yeah.
They say that.
I'll tell you what, I bet you know what kind of weddings happen as fall as those fancy weddings those two guys have. The guys have those fancy weddings.
Fancy ones.
Always
I
in the
tell
fall.
you, weddings that don't last. That's who gets married in the fall. Weddings that do not last.
Yeah, because they didn't consider
Now
their anniversary is going to be every year
when the horns are playing.
when the horns are
And
playing.
the thing is, it's every year on the same day. And I don't think they think about that.
I don't think a lot of people realize that about anniversaries and how that works.
That's the thing about them is that every year it's on the same day.
Yep.
So guess what? If that's the horns are playing that day, that's going to be every year. So guess what? You're similar to a European chef. You're Wolfgang Stuck, my friend.
All right.
All right. The horns.
The horns.
This don't feel like a hypothetical to me, but I was just wondering, Bevo versus a tornado, who wins? Well, I mean, I feel so bad. I'm gonna go ahead and give my vote. It's obviously Bevo, but I feel so bad even asking the question. But like, let's just talk about how bad he's gonna win.
Well, it is how I think about it. Where's Tornado Alley? It's in Oklahoma. It's an away game.
That's not a coincidence.
Not a coincidence. So we can give this tornado all the advantages in the world. I think Bevo's still going to lasso him and throw him out into the sky.
Does the tornado have to honor the Red River rules and meet Bevo at a neutral site in Texas?
Well, I mean, does Bevo need that? No, he doesn't.
I'm just saying we don't play in Norman. I think the tornado respects that. I think it can feel that's not right, and I think it meets Bevo in Dallas, and I think that tornado loses.
And gets sent right back to Oklahoma.
Right back to Oklahoma.
Right back to Oklahoma.
The horns.
The horns.
Yeah. Cheers, the horns.
Cheers. Cheers to the horns.
How the beers going? Y'all need more beers?
Cheers to beers.
Cheers to beers. Beers are flowing over here. I'm
right.
still solid.
Great.
I feel like Bevo would drink Lone Star if he drank beer, but he's a steer, so he doesn't. But if he did, he would. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's on some good stuff already, though.
I tell you, them Silver Spurs have him. He looks good. You know what I mean? Like he's big, but like he's lean. You know what I mean? Like he looks
Good shoulders.
Like he's kind of like shredded up. Like he's a muscular. You know, he's just like I don't know. I don't look at cows much, but I feel like he'd be on like the cover of People magazine for cows, like Cows magazine. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you something. I look at cows a lot.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
and I look at him.
Yeah, and I look at them from the tail end.
Like to see how
muscular
butt cheeks
their
are.
butt cheeks
And it's not
are.
weird that you start there.
No.
I mean, that's like, when I'm looking for a solid looking cow, that's why I want to look. But let me tell you this.
Bevo had
If
thumbs.
Bevo had thumbs,
He could start at middle linebacker.
he could start at middle linebacker.
I think he could.
Sure.
I think there'd be questions about his eligibility at this juncture with the transfer portal.
Well, he's very young though.
but
He's
I think he could start.
Yeah.
I think that's accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he could take up two positions at least on the field if we needed it.
I think he could. I think he could. I think he's a versatile athlete. I think he could play a multitude of positions.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right. The horns.
The horns.
The horns.
The horns.
All right, this is a tough question.
That's what we're here for, Scotty.
What's more legendary? Okay, Vince Young's run or one of those Matthew McConaughey pep talks? Oh, let's real quickly. Let's just talk about the man that is Matthew McConaughey. What a beautiful man that just gives the best little pep talk.
He's a great man, and I tell you, I think he's the reason our boys, perform. I think when he wears his leather jacket, we're undefeated, and you'd have to look that up. But
I don't have to look it up. I mean,
man,
it's definitely true.
I don't know. 4th and 5, he's going for the corner. I tell you, my daddy was going to leave my mama when that play was happening, and he scored, and my daddy stayed. And I think that's just a testament to Vince Young and the Horns.
How powerful it is.
Is just a powerful moment,
So let me ask you this question. I did not realize that Glenn Powell was his actual son. Were
A
y'all
lot
aware
of
this?
people don't know that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, that is true.
That's
Yep.
amazing.
Yeah. I read that, I think, on Wikipedia.
And that's why he's a legacy now. You can see he's somewhat passing the torch to him.
Somewhat. I think it's the natural progression. And then I think when we learned that Glenn was his actual legal son, it made a lot more sense.
Yep. Do you think it makes sense of similar to Bevo's when they pass on that we stuff Matthew McConaughey and put him on a wall somewhere for the troops to come by and look
I think
at?
he'll at least end up in the Alumni Center. It may be too much to ask that he ends up in the Players Lounge, there where the ball players.
He really
go.
is everyone's. It would feel selfish if we just let the football players have him.
It would. I think they might install him in that new Moody Center. It's climate controlled, so that might make sense.
That makes perfect. You're so freaking smart sometimes.
The Horns.
The Horns.
All right, last question, Phyllis. The Horns play tomorrow, and we got to make a prediction of how many points they're going to win by. And I'm just going to go out on a limb and say they're going to conservatively win by at least 56 points. So what say you?
My niece is dating a boy from, I don't know if it's England or if it's the United Kingdom, because I don't much care. But he was explaining relegation to me with their soccer. And I think, conservatively, I think the Horns win by enough that Vanderbilt gets relegated tomorrow. So however many points it would take to accomplish that. But I think it's not out of question.
I'd have to say I have two numbers for you.
Yeah.
8 and 90.
Yeah.
You take that number 8, you turn it 90 degrees. What you got there?
Infinity.
It's infinity.
That's infinity, baby.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can't count that high. That's how much we went by.
Wow.
The Horns.
The Horns.
Thank you, Phyllis. Another great episode of the Horns. Thank you.
Hey, the Horns. Cheers to beers.
Horns.
Cheers to beers. The Horns.
The Horns.
The Horns.